we are going to use THERM to create a roof detail. So first we will start doing a detail with a thermal bridge, and then we will try to improve it. So remember that we have to go to options, references, make sure that we are using each inch and pounds. We have to go to snap settings, show grid and snap grid. We set the grid to 0.5 inches. And we click OK, and we see the grid now. We reduce the zoom to 25%, and we have this wonderful screen. Okay, so first, materials. Materials are quite easy. We can have plywood, both sides, and the thermal insulation. I don't know, you have to be consistent. So you have to use the same thermal insulating material that you used in the first analysis. Okay, so I don't remember what material we used here, but you have to use the same material on the roof and the floor. So let's do it. The first thing, we have a 6-inch. So let's start here. The length, it doesn't matter, but the width, it has to be 6 inches here. Okay, and this is a thermal insulation. I think we use fiberboard. I don't remember. We're going to use fiberboard for this one. We have fiberglass. We have cellulose. Okay, let's use cellulose. It's the material that they are using in Benson wood. So let's use cellulose here. Then we have 1/2 inch of board here, and this will be particle, yes, plywood high density example, and 1/2 inch here. Oops. Careful with this. So this is plywood high density. Okay, so we have the part of the wall, a 1/2 inch, 6 inches, 1/2 inch, and now we need a wood stud there. So something standard would be 2 inches. So I'm going to, we can use polygons or we can use rectangle. I'm going to use polygons, and I'm going to be brave. So I'm not going to click on the here and there, see what happens. And then I have to go 2 inches up. There you go. And this will be pine. Good. Now we need another pine element there in the corner. So I'm going to use another 2 by 10. Okay, so I'm going to do this. The thickness is 2 inches and the length is 10. Okay. Material, pine. There you go. And now we need another thermal insulating material. So I'm going to do this here. What's the length? Usually the distance between rafters, it's around 14 inches. So I can do this 14. Okay. And let's use cellulose again. So now we need another rafter here. 2 by 10. Time. And I'm going to create another cellulose here. Like that. Okay. Now we need the internal finish and the external finish. So the internal finish is going to be plywood. So let's create a rectangle here. Well, let's select, do we have gypsum or we don't? Okay, so let's use plywood. And on top, we can use another plywood, but a little thicker, let's say 1 inch. And we can use plywood too. We need the waterproof elements on the roof, but the waterproof is so thin that it won't affect the thermal breach. It will affect the condensation and the infiltration and all that stuff. But when it comes to the thermal breach, adding here something very thin, it won't affect, and we can use the tiles. But I mean, this is basically what we, in terms of thermal performance, these are the elements that will affect this. We know that there will be a thermal breach here because we interrupt the thermal insulation. So most of the heat will be escaping through these elements. But we cannot do it yet because we need to work with the boundary conditions. So the boundary conditions, we need the internal boundary condition here and the external boundary condition there. So I have to select boundary conditions, this one, and I have to select 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I select the 3 elements that make up the internal length of this detail. Then I go to library, set the boundary condition. And if we set boundary condition here, in this one, I should select the internal. We assume that we are at 70 Fahrenheit. Okay, so internal 70, I created that. And the U factor surface has to be int. Yes.
Well, can you go over this again with me because I have to load it up.
Okay, so first you have to select.
I haven't even finished, like, drawing all of it.
Oh, okay, don't worry.
I don't know, like, the size.
I'm recording this, so I'm going to finish that and then you can work on your own and I can assist you there. But I'm going to finish this, okay? And so keep going. Or even better, watch the video and then you can do it on your own.
Okay.
So I'm done with this internal boundary condition. So now I have to select this one, that one, this one, and this one, okay? And now I have to set the external boundary condition. I don't know the temperature. I think we did it with 20 Fahrenheit. Again, we have to be consistent between the floor and the roof. So we go to library, set boundary condition. This has to be external 20, okay? And the U factor, it's the external one. So we have already done this. So that's why I have 2 different colors, the green and the red one there. Yes. Sorry? I have a lot of, okay. Let me go to calculation. Let's see if it works with me. When I'm doing this, it works. Why? I don't know, because I've been struggling with THERM a long time, and now but probably I'm doing the same thing that you do. But anyway, I'm going to finish this and then I'll be with you. Okay, so we have the calculation. This isotherm lines doesn't give me a lot of information, so I have to go to display options, the flux vectors. Okay, so with the flux vectors, I understand that most of the, well, we have two thermal breaches. I have a thermal breach here and I have thermal breaches there. So I have to take a screenshot of this thing of the flux vectors first. And then the thermal breach, we have to analyze the roof and we have to analyze, okay, so that's the roof. And then I have to go back. I have to show display options like the color flux magnitude. I have to show legend and I have to show the polygon outlines. Okay. And okay, I have a nice thermal breach here. But that's not enough. I need to display the U value table. So calculation, show U factor, select R. We have to select total length. And well, this is not bad. We are between 19 and 32. The roof should be around 60. The wall should be around 50. Okay, so I'm far from the standards, but it's way better than the floor. Okay, so the floor was 6 or 7. This one is 19 to 30. Okay, and now I need this table. So you need to take the screenshot of all this and there you go. Okay, so that's what I need. I need the with the vectors. You understand where the thermal breach is going to be. Well, with the colors, you understand it too. But this is the value that this is our target now. This is between 20 and 30. The second option, we should improve these values. So we have to improve it. The more the thermal insulation, the more we will improve this value.